The rumor mill in the NBA has caught fire again, and this time, it's something that hits straight to the heart of every Golden State Warriors fan. Whispers across social media, podcasts, and insider circles suggest that Seth Curry, the sharpshooting brother of our very own Stephen Curry, could finally be joining the Warriors. For years, fans have dreamed of seeing the two Curry brothers sharing the same jersey, lighting up the Chase Center together. And now, that fantasy might just be turning into reality. The idea alone feels cinematic. Two brothers raised in basketball royalty, molded by their father Del Curry's legacy, now potentially uniting under the same banner. It's a storyline that transcends basketball. It's about family, legacy, and destiny. For Warriors Nation, this would be more than a signing. It would be a moment of pure emotion, a merging of two paths that have run parallel for far too long. Fans can't stop talking about how electric that duo could be. Imagine Steph orchestrating the offense, pulling defenders with his gravity, while Seth spots up in the corner, ready to drain threes at a 45% clip. The spacing, the chemistry, the shooting, it would be terrifying for opponents and beautiful for anyone who loves basketball. The rumor reportedly began when insiders noted that Seth had been seen in the Bay Area during the off-season. He attended a few charity events, worked out at private facilities close to the team, and even liked a few Warriors-related posts online. In today's NBA world, that's enough to set Twitter ablaze. And let's be honest, Warriors fans don't need much to dream big. Speculation intensified when a few beat reporters hinted that Golden State's front office had quietly inquired about Seth's contract situation. With the Warriors searching for reliable bench shooting and leadership for the second unit, the fit seems almost too perfect. Seth's efficiency, experience, and unselfish playstyle align seamlessly with the Warriors' motion offense. The potential reunion between the Curry brothers would also reignite global attention on Golden State. The NBA thrives on narratives, and few stories are as magnetic as the Curry brothers show. Networks would flood the Chase Center, fans would fill arenas just to witness the warm-up routines, and jerseys bearing both Curry 30 and Curry 31 would sell faster than ever before. Within the locker room, the idea has been met with quiet excitement. Sources close to the team claim that Draymond Green has been vocal about wanting another veteran who knows how to win, space the floor, and stay cool under pressure. Seth checks all those boxes, and more. Coach Steve Kerr, a lover of spacing and ball movement, would undoubtedly salivate at the idea of running sets that feature both Currys flaring off screens simultaneously. It would stretch defenses to their limits, forcing switches and creating mismatches everywhere. The sentimental factor can't be ignored either. Steph Curry, the face of the franchise, has always talked about how much his family means to him. Bringing his brother into the same locker room could rejuvenate his spirit, especially as he continues to lead this team deeper into his career's back half. Financially, the move could also make sense. Seth isn't demanding superstar money, and Golden State, while tight against the luxury tax, has shown willingness to spend for the right piece, especially if it means reigniting their championship window and maintaining fan excitement in a competitive Western Conference. The synergy between Seth and Steph extends beyond basketball. Their communication, shared upbringing, and mutual understanding of the game would bring a natural flow to the Warriors' offense. They've played together countless times in the offseason, and the chemistry is undeniable. Fans already envision Chase Center chanting, "Curry, Curry," with no distinction, just pure admiration for two brothers rewriting basketball poetry. Opposing teams, however, might see it differently. Two of the purest shooters in the game wearing the same uniform? That's a defensive nightmare. Coaches around the league would have to adjust entire schemes just to contain the perimeter threat. Even beyond the X's and O's, this potential signing represents something deeper, a full-circle moment for the Curry family. From Charlotte's driveways to NBA Finals glory, this would be a chapter soaked in emotion and nostalgia. Many fans still remember when Seth went undrafted in 2013. He fought his way through the G League, earned contracts through perseverance, and became one of the most accurate shooters in NBA history. Now, more than a decade later, the idea of joining forces with Steph feels like the ultimate reward. Golden State has always thrived on emotion. It's what fuels the Splash Brothers, what drives Draymond's fire, what ignited the dynasty. Adding Seth would amplify that heartbeat. Insiders claim that the Warriors' front office sees this as more than just a marketing move. They believe Seth can genuinely help stabilize the bench unit, lead the second-team offense, and serve as a bridge between the veterans and the new generation of players like Brandon Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga. Kerr's philosophy has always emphasized trust and intelligence on the court, qualities Seth embodies. He doesn't force shots, he moves the ball, and he's deadly in catch-and-shoot situations. Pair him with Steph, and the Warriors could rediscover the offensive rhythm that made them so unstoppable. In practice sessions, the two brothers could push each other, refine each other's game, and inspire the younger players with their competitiveness and humility. Social media has already erupted with fan-made edits, mock-ups of Seth in the Warriors' blue and gold, and highlight compilations imagining the double Curry offense. The fan base is buzzing, and even former players have chimed in. Andre Iguodala, in a recent podcast, said, "Man, that would be fun to watch. They've been killing people in workouts for years. If that happens, defenses are cooked." Even Del Curry, their father, once joked during a broadcast, "I'd love to see my boys on the same team, but I don't know if the league is ready for that much shooting." And that's exactly what makes this rumor irresistible. It's fun, it's emotional, and it's plausible enough to make you believe it could really happen. The Warriors, after a few rocky seasons, need something to reignite that spark. The dynasty isn't over, but it's evolving, and what better way to refresh it than to bring in someone who knows the family DNA of excellence? Steph's leadership has always been about joy. Adding Seth would double that energy, giving the team a fresh spirit both on and off the court. From a basketball standpoint, Seth brings elite shooting, 43% career from deep, low turnover rates, and a calm demeanor perfect for playoff pressure. From a fan perspective, it brings unity, excitement, and a new narrative to rally behind. Imagine a playoff game where both Kawhis go off for 20-plus points each. The Chase Center would explode. It would be the kind of story that transcends the game and becomes a cultural moment. Even skeptics admit that Seth's addition would make the Warriors' offense nearly impossible to guard. You can't double Steph without leaving Seth open, and you can't leave either Curry unguarded. This dynamic would also take pressure off Klay Thompson, who's been adapting his game as he ages. Having another elite shooter would balance rotations and keep the floor spread at all times. Defensively, Seth isn't elite, but under Kerr's system and with Draymond's communication behind him, he could thrive. The Warriors have turned average defenders into system contributors before. In the grand scheme, this signing would symbolize a return to the Warriors' roots: spacing, passing, joy, and family. The franchise has always been about more than talent. It's about chemistry, character, and culture. Seth fits that mold perfectly. Warriors fans already know how much the Curry name means to the Bay. It represents hope, resilience, and a style of basketball that changed the world. Now, the possibility of seeing two Kawhis on the floor isn't just a dream. It's becoming a conversation that even insiders can't ignore. Podcasts like The Low Post and The Ringer NBA Show have already debated how this could reshape the Warriors' offensive schemes. Fans on Reddit and X are split between disbelief and pure excitement, flooding threads with mock lineups and trade proposals. And deep down, you can feel it. This isn't just smoke. There's a flicker of fire somewhere in there. Front office moves are always quiet before they're loud, and when Golden State moves, they move smart. If this rumor turns into reality, it will mark one of the most emotional signings in modern NBA history. It wouldn't just be about points or wins, it would be about completing a story that began decades ago. A father's legacy, two sons' journeys, and a franchise built on family would converge in one of the most poetic basketball unions ever imagined. In the end, even if the rumor fades, the idea has already captured our imagination. Because here in Dub Nation, we believe in magic. We believe in destiny. And maybe, just maybe, the next time the lights dim in the Chase Center and the announcer calls out, "Curry," twice, we'll all know that dreams really do come true. Until then, the rumor lives, and the hope burns bright in the Bay. Because this is more than a story. It's a heartbeat. It's a splash waiting to happen. It's Curry times 2. And for every Warriors fan, that's enough to keep believing. Before we dive into the next update, help us keep the Warriors spirit alive by subscribing to the channel and smashing that like button. Stay connected with all the latest Golden State Warriors news. Now, let's get into it.